50 insane facts about Colorado. Did you know Colorado has more 14ers than any other state, with 58 peaks soaring above 14,000 feet? Or that it's home to the world's deepest hot springs, a town that banned snowball fights for 100 years, and a hotel that inspired Stephen King's The Shining? How about the fact that Denver really is exactly 1 mile high, and they've got a step on the state capitol to prove it? Well, Colorado is absolutely jam-packed with wild, bizarre, and historically insane facts. And we've got 50 of them for you. So, let's get right into it. Fact 50. The rectangle that isn't quite a rectangle. Colorado looks like a perfect rectangle on maps, but it's technically not. Due to 19th century surveying errors and the Earth's curvature, Colorado actually has 697 sides. The northern and southern borders aren't parallel, and the state's boundaries zigzag slightly because surveyors using different reference points created misalignments. So while every map shows a neat four-sided shape, Colorado is secretly a 697-sided polygon that cartographers pretend is rectangular. Geography's greatest optical illusion, hiding in plain sight on every American map. Fact 49. The highest state in America. Colorado's mean elevation is 6,800 feet, higher than any other state. While other states have taller individual peaks, Colorado averages higher elevation across its entire territory. This means even Colorado's valleys are higher than most states' mountains. Drive anywhere in Colorado and you're probably already at altitude where visitors from sea level start feeling effects. The entire state exists in the thin air zone where lungs work harder and water boils at lower temperatures. Fact 48. 58 14ers and counting. Colorado contains 58 mountains that exceed 14,000 feet in elevation, called 14ers by climbers. That's more than all other U.S. states combined. California has only 12. Alaska has taller peaks, but Colorado has the most mountains in this specific elite elevation club. Climbing all 58 becomes a lifetime achievement for peak baggers who spend years summiting Colorado's highest points. Some peaks require technical climbing skills. Others are steep hikes. All demand respect for altitude and weather that changes instantly. Fact 47. The world's highest suspension bridge. The Royal Gorge Bridge near Canyon City hangs 956 feet above the Arkansas River, making it one of the highest suspension bridges on Earth. For context, that's about the height of a 95-story building. The bridge was built in 1929 as a tourist attraction, not transportation, and still serves that purpose today. Walk across and look down through the wooden planks at the river nearly 1,000 feet below. The bridge survived a devastating 2013 wildfire that destroyed surrounding structures, proving that steel cables and courage can withstand almost anything. Fact 46. Denver's exact mile-high marker. The Colorado State Capitol in Denver features a step marked 1 mile above sea level, at exactly 5,280 feet. Except it's been remeasured multiple times, and the original marker was actually off by several feet. Now there are 3 different markers on the Capitol steps, placed in 1909, 1969, and 2003, each claiming to mark the exact mile-high point. The discrepancies come from improved measurement technology and changing sea level definitions. Denver is definitely a mile high, but nobody can quite agree where exactly that mile starts. Fact 45. Legalized recreational marijuana pioneer. In 2012, Colorado voters approved Amendment 64, making it the first state, along with Washington, to legalize recreational marijuana. Sales began on January 1, 2014, with lines of customers wrapping around dispensaries. The move was so controversial that neighboring states sued Colorado, arguing that marijuana was crossing borders. The state collected over $423 million in marijuana taxes by 2021, funding schools and infrastructure. Colorado proved marijuana legalization wouldn't create societal collapse and instead became a model other states now follow. Fact 44. Mesa Verde's cliff dwellings. Mesa Verde National Park preserves some of North America's most spectacular ancient dwellings. Ancestral Puebloans built entire villages into cliff faces between 1190 and 1300 AD. Cliff Palace contains 150 rooms and 23 kivas, making it the largest cliff dwelling in North America. These weren't simple caves. They were sophisticated multi-story structures with plaster walls and painted decorations. The inhabitants mysteriously abandoned the site in the late 1200s, leaving behind pottery, tools, and architecture that still inspires awe. Climbing ladders into these ancient apartments feels like time travel to a civilization that thrived 700 years ago. Fact 43. The headwaters of major rivers. Colorado is the source of 4 major river systems: the Colorado River, Arkansas River, Rio Grande, and South Platte River. Water that falls on Colorado's peaks flows to the Pacific Ocean, Gulf of Mexico, and Gulf of California, providing drinking water for 40 million people across the West. This makes Colorado the hydrological heart of the American West. Arguments over Colorado River water rights involve 7 states and Mexico, with Colorado's snowpack determining whether California cities thrive or face restrictions. The state literally controls water for much of Western America. Fact 42. Pikes Peak inspired America the Beautiful. In 1893, English professor Catherine Lee Bates climbed Pikes Peak and was so moved by the view that she wrote America the Beautiful. The poem became one of America's most beloved patriotic songs. Standing at 14,115 feet, Pikes Peak is one of Colorado's most accessible 14ers, with a highway and cog railway reaching the summit. The view Bates saw still inspires visitors today, endless mountain ranges stretching to the horizon, proving that Purple Mountain's majesty isn't just poetic exaggeration. Fact 41. The town that banned snowballs. Severance, Colorado banned snowball throwing in 2001 as part of broader legislation against throwing missiles. The law stayed on the books for nearly 20 years until a 9-year-old boy successfully lobbied to overturn it in 2018. His presentation to the town board went viral, earning international attention. The ban was originally meant to prevent property damage and injuries, but became Colorado's most famous silly law. Now, Severance has officially designated snowball throwing as legal, though the town probably didn't need worldwide coverage of its municipal code. Fact 40. Garden of the Gods' impossible geology. Near Colorado Springs, Garden of the Gods features massive red rock formations that seem to defy gravity. These 300-million-year-old sandstone slabs were tilted vertically by the same geological forces that created the Rocky Mountains. The result is rocks standing on edge like giant fins piercing the ground. Balanced rock appears ready to topple, but has stood for millennia. The formations glow orange at sunrise, creating one of Colorado's most photographed landscapes. And here's the best part. Admission is completely free, making these geological wonders accessible to everyone. Fact 39. The unsinkable Molly Brown. Margaret "Molly" Brown, Titanic survivor and socialite, called Denver home. After surviving the 1912 disaster, she became famous for helping other survivors and advocating for better maritime safety. Her Denver mansion is now a museum preserving Victorian-era opulence and her remarkable life story. She fought for women's suffrage, ran for Senate, and helped striking miners' families during the Ludlow Massacre. Colorado's most famous survivor proved that wealth and privilege could be used for social good, becoming an icon of Colorado's Gilded Age. Fact 38. The world's largest flat-top mountain. Grand Mesa, rising 10,000 feet above sea level, is the world's largest flat-topped mountain. The mesa covers 500 square miles of relatively level terrain at elevation, creating a high-altitude plateau unlike anything else. Over 300 lakes dot the mesa's surface, formed by glacial activity during ice ages. The contrast between the mesa top and surrounding valleys creates dramatic scenery where you ascend from desert scrubland to alpine forest in 30 minutes. It's geology's perfect demonstration of differential erosion, where harder rock layers resist weathering while softer surrounding rock erodes away. Fact 37. Denver's strange airport conspiracy theories. Denver International Airport opened in 1995, immediately spawning conspiracy theories that persist today. The airport features bizarre apocalyptic murals, a 32-foot-tall blue horse sculpture with glowing red eyes that killed its creator when a piece fell on him, Masonic capstone, and cryptic floor tiles. Conspiracy theorists claim underground bunkers connect to secret government facilities, that the runways form a swastika, they don't, and that the airport serves as headquarters for the New World Order. Airport officials have embraced the weirdness, adding talking gargoyles that joke about the conspiracies and construction signs referencing lizard people headquarters. Fact 36. The hotel that inspired The Shining. The Stanley Hotel in Estes Park provided inspiration for Stephen King's horror novel, The Shining. King stayed in room 217 in 1974, experienced allegedly paranormal activity, and woke from a nightmare about his son being chased through hotel corridors. The resulting novel became one of horror's most famous stories. The Stanley Hotel embraces its spooky reputation, offering ghost tours and screening The Shining nightly. Unlike the Overlook Hotel from the book, the Stanley remains open year-round, welcoming guests who hope to experience their own paranormal encounters. Fact 35. Dinosaur Fossil Treasure Trove. Colorado contains some of North America's richest dinosaur fossil deposits. Dinosaur Ridge near Morrison preserves actual dinosaur tracks and bones in situ, where they died 150 million years ago. The Morrison Formation, exposed throughout Colorado, has produced more dinosaur fossils than almost anywhere on Earth. Stegosaurus, Allosaurus, Apatosaurus, and dozens of other species have been discovered in Colorado's rocks. The state even has an official state dinosaur, Stegosaurus, those plate-backed herbivores that roamed Colorado when it was a tropical floodplain instead of mountains. Fact 34. The Brown Cloud of Shame. Denver suffers from a notorious brown cloud of air pollution that blankets the metro area, especially in winter. Cold air traps emissions from cars, industry, and wood-burning fireplaces against the mountains, creating visible smog. The city's mile-high elevation means thinner air with less oxygen, making pollution more noticeable and harder to breathe. On bad air quality days, health officials warn people to stay indoors. Despite improvements since the 1970s, Denver's geography and altitude make air quality an ongoing challenge that contradicts Colorado's outdoor paradise image. Fact 33. The Eisenhower Tunnel's engineering marvel. Boring through the Continental Divide, the Eisenhower Tunnel sits at 11,158 feet, making it the highest vehicle tunnel in North America. Completed in 1973, it shortened the route between Denver and Colorado's western mountains by 10 miles and eliminated the treacherous drive over Loveland Pass. The tunnel required 7 years to complete, cost $108 million, and faced constant challenges from rock bursts, water seepage, and high-altitude working conditions. It fundamentally changed Colorado, making western ski resorts accessible year-round and transforming formerly isolated mountain towns into commuter communities. Fact 32. 14er fatalities and altitude sickness. Colorado's 14ers kill several climbers annually despite being easy mountains compared to technical peaks. Afternoon lightning storms materialize within minutes, catching climbers above treeline with nowhere to hide. Altitude sickness affects even experienced hikers, causing confusion, nausea, and poor decision-making. Hypothermia strikes when summer weather turns to winter at elevation. The combination of altitude, weather, and inexperienced climbers creates predictable tragedies every summer. Search and rescue teams conduct hundreds of missions annually, rescuing underprepared hikers who underestimated mountains that look gentle but demand respect. Fact 31. Buffalo Bill's grave on Lookout Mountain. Buffalo Bill Cody, legendary showman and scout, requested burial on Lookout Mountain overlooking Denver. His 1917 funeral attracted 25,000 people, and his grave became a tourist attraction. But here's the controversy. Some claim he wanted burial in Cody, Wyoming, not Colorado. Rumors persist that Wyoming residents considered stealing the body. Colorado poured tons of concrete over the grave to prevent theft, ensuring Buffalo Bill stays put regardless of his actual wishes. The grave remains one of Colorado's quirky tourist stops, where Old West mythology meets bizarre burial security. Fact 30. Sand dunes in the mountains. Great Sand Dunes National Park contains the tallest sand dunes in North America, rising 750 feet high. These massive dunes sit at 8,000 feet elevation, backed by 14,000-foot peaks, creating an impossible-looking landscape where desert meets alpine. The dunes formed from sand carried by winds across the San Luis Valley, then trapped by mountains that act like a giant sand fence. Visitors can sled down the dunes, wade through Medano Creek, and experience Colorado's most surreal landscape, where you need both sunscreen and snow gear. Fact 29. The world's deepest hot springs. Pagosa Springs hosts the world's deepest geothermal hot spring, reaching temperatures of 144 degrees Fahrenheit at its source. The mineral-rich water emerges from depths exceeding 1,000 feet, heated by magma chambers far below. Native peoples considered the springs sacred, and the name Pagosa comes from a Ute word meaning healing waters. Today, the town has built an entire economy around geothermal water, with resorts offering soaking pools at various temperatures. The springs prove Colorado's volcanic past isn't completely extinct, with geothermal heat still bubbling up through mountain valleys. Fact 28. Colfax Avenue's infamous length. Colfax Avenue runs 53 miles through Denver and Aurora, making it one of America's longest commercial streets. Playboy magazine once called it the longest, wickedest street in America due to its reputation for bars, strip clubs, and sketchy motels. While gentrification has cleaned up many areas, Colfax retains its gritty character with dive bars, independent businesses, and remnants of Denver's seedier past. The street runs from the mountains to the plains, crossing through wealthy suburbs and rough neighborhoods, creating a 53-mile cross-section of Metro Denver's contradictions. Fact 27. Mining towns turn ski resorts. Towns like Aspen, Telluride, and Breckenridge started as hardscrabble mining camps before reinventing themselves as luxury ski destinations. Aspen was nearly abandoned after silver mining collapsed in 1893, with the population dropping from 12,000 to 700. Skiing saved these towns, transforming them from dying mining camps into playgrounds for the wealthy. Victorian-era buildings that housed miners now contain galleries and boutiques. The transformation is so complete that it's hard to imagine these glamorous resorts were once rough mining towns where fortunes were made and lost in months. Fact 26. The Continental Divide's watershed boundary. The Continental Divide runs north-south through Colorado, separating waters flowing to the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Stand on the divide, and you're at the literal spine of North America, where rain falling on one side flows to the Gulf of Mexico, while rain on the other side heads to the Pacific. The divide crosses some of Colorado's highest peaks, making it both a geographical marvel and popular hiking destination. Understanding that you're standing where the continent splits water in two directions creates an unexpected moment of geographic significance. Fact 25. The Ludlow Massacre's labor violence. In 1914, Colorado National Guard troops and coal company guards attacked a tent colony of striking miners at Ludlow, killing approximately 25 people, including women and children. The massacre became a defining moment in American labor history, exposing the brutal tactics used against striking workers. The conflict stemmed from miners demanding better pay, safety, and working conditions in Colorado's coal mines. John D. Rockefeller Jr. owned the Colorado Fuel and Iron Company, making him personally connected to the violence. The Ludlow Massacre site is now a memorial to the miners who died fighting for workers' rights. Fact 24. Manitou Springs Mineral Water Fountains. Manitou Springs features 8 public drinking fountains flowing with naturally carbonated mineral water. Each fountain tastes different depending on its mineral content and underground source. The water emerges naturally carbonated from deep underground, flavored by minerals like iron, calcium, and magnesium. Some fountains taste vaguely pleasant, others taste like drinking liquid rust. The town built its tourism industry around these springs in the late 1800s, when taking the waters was believed to cure various ailments. Today, the fountains remain free attractions where visitors sample nature's own mineral water. Fact 23. NORAD tracks Santa from inside a mountain. Deep inside Cheyenne Mountain near Colorado Springs, NORAD, North American Aerospace Defense Command, tracks potential threats to North America from a Cold War-era bunker. But every Christmas Eve since 1955, NORAD also tracks Santa Claus's global journey. The tradition started when a misprinted newspaper ad gave children a hotline number that accidentally connected to NORAD's commander. Instead of dismissing the calls, he played along, and the tradition stuck. Now NORAD provides real-time Santa tracking via website, phone, and social media, turning military defense into Christmas magic. Fact 22. The state shaped by 2 surveys. Colorado's borders come from two separate surveys conducted decades apart using different reference points. The northern and southern boundaries were surveyed in different years using different initial points, creating slight misalignments. When surveyors tried to connect east and west boundaries, their measurements didn't quite match, creating those 697 sides mentioned earlier. The mistakes were discovered after settlement began, and fixing them would require relocating towns and property boundaries. So Colorado's irregular shape became permanent, a monument to 19th century surveying limitations. Fact 21. The lowest unemployment in America. Colorado consistently ranks among states with the lowest unemployment rates. The combination of tech industry growth, tourism, outdoor recreation economy, and energy sector creates diverse job opportunities. Denver and Boulder became tech hubs, attracting companies and workers from Silicon Valley. The state's population has exploded, growing from 4.3 million in 2000 to over 5.8 million today. The influx creates challenges with housing costs, traffic, and infrastructure, but Colorado remains economically robust in ways that make it perpetually attractive to newcomers. Fact 20. Crested Butte's wildflower capital. Crested Butte bills itself as the wildflower capital of Colorado, and during peak bloom in July, the claim isn't hyperbole. Alpine meadows explode with columbines, paintbrushes, lupines, and dozens of other species creating carpets of color. The high elevation, snowmelt timing, and diverse microclimates create perfect conditions for wildflowers. The annual Wildflower Festival celebrates with guided hikes, photography workshops, and botany talks. For a few brief weeks each summer, Crested Butte's mountains transform into nature's own flower show that rivals any cultivated garden. Fact 19. Red Rocks Amphitheater's acoustic perfection. Red Rocks Amphitheater near Morrison is considered one of the world's best concert venues. The natural amphitheater, formed by two massive red sandstone formations, creates acoustics so perfect that musicians hear themselves without monitors. The Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, and countless other legends performed here, with concerts becoming religious experiences for music fans. The venue seats 9,525 people, but capacity is irrelevant when you're watching sunrise yoga, attending a concert, or simply absorbing the geological grandeur. Red Rocks proves that sometimes nature designs better venues than architects. Fact 18. Glenwood Springs Massive Pool. Glenwood Hot Springs Pool, at 405 feet long, is the world's largest mineral hot springs pool. The 90-degree water flows from underground springs at 3.5 million gallons per day. When it opened in 1888, the pool attracted wealthy tourists seeking therapeutic waters. Today, it remains a swimming destination where you can do laps in naturally heated mineral water surrounded by mountains. The adjacent Hot Springs Lodge lets guests step directly from rooms to pool, making it Colorado's ultimate year-round swimming destination. Fact 17. The 14ers you can drive. Pikes Peak is one of only two 14ers in Colorado with a road to the summit. The Pikes Peak Highway climbs 19 miles with 156 turns, gaining nearly 7,000 feet in elevation. Drivers experience climate zones from foothills forest to alpine tundra without leaving their vehicles. The summit offers 360-degree views where you can see across the Great Plains to the east and endless mountain ranges to the west. The annual Pikes Peak International Hill Climb Racing event sees drivers tackle the mountain at speeds that seem suicidal on the narrow, guardrail-free highway. Fact 16. The UFO Watchtower in the San Luis Valley. Near Hooper, the UFO Watchtower attracts believers hoping to spot extraterrestrial activity. The San Luis Valley has reported more UFO sightings than almost anywhere in America, with strange lights, unexplained phenomena, and alleged cattle mutilations. The Watchtower, built in 2000, offers an elevated viewing platform and a vortex where visitors leave offerings. It's equal parts tourist trap and sincere observation post, where true believers and skeptics alike scan the skies. The Watchtower represents Colorado's embrace of weirdness, where alien hunting becomes legitimate tourism. Fact 15. Highest paved road in North America. Mount Evans Scenic Byway reaches 14,130 feet, making it the highest paved road in North America. The highway ends just 214 feet below Mount Evans summit, offering 14ers views without technical climbing. The drive passes through multiple ecosystems, from montane forests to above tree-lined tundra where alpine flowers bloom. Mountain goats and bighorn sheep often wander the parking area, unfazed by tourists. The road closes in winter when snow reaches dozens of feet deep, but summer visitors can literally drive into the sky. Fact 14. The town built on radioactive tailings. Grand Junction faced a shocking discovery in the 1980s. Thousands of homes and buildings were constructed using uranium mill tailings as foundation material. The radioactive waste from uranium processing had been used in concrete, roads, and foundations throughout the 1950s to 60s when nobody understood radiation dangers. The government spent decades and millions removing contaminated materials and relocating families. Grand Junction became a case study in the unintended consequences of the nuclear age, where an entire community was built on toxic waste. Fact 13. Colorado's first in women's suffrage. In 1893, Colorado became the first state to grant women voting rights through popular referendum. While Wyoming achieved suffrage earlier through territorial legislature, Colorado's vote showed public support for women's rights. Suffragettes like Susan B. Anthony campaigned across the state, and male voters approved the measure by significant margins. Colorado's early suffrage set precedents that influenced the national movement, proving Western states led social progress while the East resisted change. Fact 12. The ghost town of St. Elmo. St. Elmo, in the Sawatch Range, is one of Colorado's best-preserved ghost towns. At its 1880s peak, 2,000 people lived in this gold and silver mining town. When mining declined, residents abandoned it, leaving structures virtually intact. Today, visitors walk through historic buildings, peek into the general store, and imagine life in a mountain mining community. Chipmunks now outnumber people, creating a surreal experience where nature reclaims human settlement. St. Elmo represents dozens of similar Colorado ghost towns, frozen in time across mountain valleys. Fact 11. Boulder's outdoor recreation obsession. Boulder takes outdoor recreation so seriously it borders on religious devotion. The city has more bikes than cars, more yoga studios per capita than anywhere, and residents who summit 14ers before breakfast. Trails connect throughout the city, rock climbers scale the Flatirons daily, and runners tackle mountain races for fun. Boulder's culture celebrates fitness and outdoor activity to extremes that intimidate newcomers. The city consistently ranks among America's healthiest, fittest, and most active, where being in shape is less lifestyle choice and more social requirement. Fact 10. The Durango-Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad. Since 1882, the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad has carried passengers through the San Juan Mountains on coal-fired steam locomotives. The 45-mile route follows canyon walls, crosses bridges, and climbs grades that modern trains couldn't handle. It was built to haul silver ore, but transitioned to tourism when mining collapsed. Today, riding the vintage train offers time travel immersion, where the journey itself is the destination. The narrow 3-foot gauge tracks, hissing steam engines, and spectacular scenery create America's best scenic railroad experience. Fact 9. Colorado's craft beer obsession. Colorado hosts more breweries per capita than any other state. The combination of pure Rocky Mountain water, barley-growing conditions, and outdoor culture created a craft beer explosion. Breweries in Colorado outnumber Starbucks, with Denver alone hosting over 150. The Great American Beer Festival in Denver is the nation's premier beer event, where brewers compete for medals in hundreds of categories. Colorado proved that beer could be more than mass-produced lagers, sparking America's craft beer revolution that transformed drinking culture nationwide. Fact 8. The resort that started it all. Aspen Skiing Company opened one of America's first destination ski resorts in 1946, transforming skiing from regional sport to international industry. The resort installed one of the world's longest chairlifts, attracting wealthy skiers seeking luxury mountain experiences. Aspen pioneered the concept of ski resorts as complete destinations with lodging, dining, and après-ski culture. The town's transformation from dying mining camp to celebrity playground created the template every other ski resort now follows. Colorado turned mountains into businesses, creating an industry worth billions. Fact 7. the 14ers that kill the most. Longs Peak and Capitol Peak are Colorado's deadliest 14ers, killing multiple climbers annually. Longs Peak requires technical scrambling across the infamous keyhole route, where exposure and weather create lethal combinations. Capitol Peak features the Knife Edge, a narrow ridge where climbers traverse with 1,000-foot drops on both sides. These mountains demand technical skills that many hikers lack, leading to falls, lightning strikes, and exhaustion deaths. Colorado's peaks look inviting, but punish mistakes with ruthless efficiency. Fact 6. Bent's Old Fort's Trading Post History. Bent's Old Fort, on Colorado's eastern plains, was the Southwest's most important trading post in the 1830s to 40s. Native peoples, mountain men, and traders exchanged furs, goods, and information at this adobe fort that controlled commerce along the Santa Fe Trail. The reconstructed fort now operates as a living history museum, where visitors experience frontier commerce and multicultural exchange. Before Colorado became a state, Bent's Fort represented civilization's edge, where cultures met for trade rather than war.
Fact 5. The town that's actually a mile high. While Denver claims the mile-high title, Leadville sits at 10,152 feet, making it North America's highest incorporated city. Living at this elevation means constant altitude effects. Food cooks differently, alcohol hits harder, and visitors gasp for breath walking upstairs. Leadville was once Colorado's second-largest city during silver boom years, producing more wealth per capita than anywhere. Today, it's a small mountain town where altitude is both attraction and daily challenge. Winter lasts 9 months, summer is brief, and nobody complains about the elevation because everyone who lives there chose it. Fact 4. The state that owns its own airline. In 1982, Texas International Airlines changed its name to Continental Airlines and made Denver its primary hub. The airline became so identified with Denver that the state's tourism industry intertwined with Continental's route network. Though Continental merged with United, Denver International Airport remains one of America's largest hubs. Colorado's tourism economy depends on airline access, making aviation infrastructure crucial to the state's prosperity. The state essentially built its modern economy on the ability to fly tourists in and residents out. Fact 3. The ski resort with most vertical drop. Aspen Highlands offers 3,635 feet of vertical drop, among the most at any North American ski resort. Skiers can descend from 12,392 feet at the summit to 8,040 feet at the base in a single run. The terrain includes everything from gentle cruisers to double black diamond chutes that test expert skiers' abilities. The Highland Bowl requires hiking above the lifts, where skiers earn their turns with brutal hikes to access pristine powder. Colorado's combination of high elevation and dramatic relief creates skiing that simply doesn't exist at lower elevations. Fact 2. Maroon Bells photographic fame. The Maroon Bells, twin 14,000-foot peaks near Aspen, are the most photographed mountains in North America. Their perfect pyramid shapes reflecting in Maroon Lake create an iconic image that appears on calendars, postcards, and Colorado tourism materials. Access is restricted during peak season, requiring shuttle buses to prevent traffic chaos. Photographers gather at dawn to capture alpenglow on the peaks, creating crowds at a location that should feel remote. The Maroon Bells prove that some landscapes are so perfect they become victims of their own beauty. Fact 1. Colorado is peak America, literally and figuratively. From the continental divide that splits the nation's waters to 14ers that scrape the sky, from ghost towns preserving Old West history to resorts defining modern luxury, from legalized marijuana to outdoor recreation obsession, Colorado represents America's extremes. It's where altitude creates its own rules, where mining wealth built mountain palaces, where counterculture and outdoor adventure intersect. Colorado gave America Coors beer, the Broncos, and proof that skiing could be big business. It hosts NORAD protecting the continent and hot springs soothing sore muscles. The state contains ancient cliff dwellings and futuristic conspiracy theory airports, craft breweries, and deep geothermal wells. From the plains to the peaks, from mining to marijuana, from ghost towns to ski resorts, Colorado refuses moderation in any form. The Centennial State is where America reaches its highest elevations, wildest landscapes, and most adventurous spirit. That's Colorado. It's where the West gets vertical, and the altitude never gets old.